She's like an angel to me.
¿Qué número están haciendo?
I never have looked at the fact of being a missionary as sacrificing anything.
If you walk around these towns, everybody knows the ministry that's been going on here.
This is not a true religion. This is not Lord Jesus Christ who died for their sins.
Guatemala is a beautiful country. Its mix of mountains and farmlands, Mayan culture and architecture bring thousands of tourists within its borders every year. Slightly smaller in size than the state of Tennessee, Guatemala sits nestled between neighboring countries Mexico, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador, with the Caribbean Sea to the north and Pacific Ocean to the south. The peaceful appearance this country displays with its awe-inspiring landscapes can be deceiving. Its violent history, most recently marked by a 36-year civil war, has left lasting scars. Helping to mend those wounds and minister to the Guatemalan people is Globe missionary Judy Hernandez. Judy has a heart for the Guatemalan people, but it was a love for one Guatemalan in particular that introduced her to this country.
I married a Guatemalan, and we lived for a while in the States and briefly in the States, and Herman always had the desire to come back to Guatemala, so we packed up the 3 girls in the car and we drove back to Guatemala. I didn't speak a word of Spanish and wasn't saved. And we met some missionaries. The only people I could speak to in English, as a matter of fact, were some American missionaries. They were the ones that told me about Jesus Christ and how he could change my life. And so that's when both Herman and I accepted the Lord.
Eventually, Herman felt led to become a missionary. He and Judy, along with their children, left for Pensacola, Florida, where he studied at Liberty Bible College. In 1976, Judy and Herman returned to Guatemala, not as unbelievers this time, but now as missionaries, ready to share the gospel with the Guatemalan people.
We came to San Juan Ostuncalco and opened a church, started a church there with the El Calvario churches of Guatemala. And my husband Herman worked for 6 years there and planting churches in different areas around in the community where we live here in San Juan Ostuncalco.
In 1982, Herman returned to Pensacola for a missions conference. On his way back, he suffered a terrible automobile accident that cost him his life. He died on May 4th, 1982. Judy was then left with their 5 children and the ominous question, what now? But for her, there was really only one answer, to continue his work.
Globe told me that I could either come back and they would help me get settled back in Pensacola or stay on and continue missionary work here in San Juan. So obviously I chose the latter and stayed on here with my 5 children. One of the reasons we stayed here in Guatemala and continued on with the work was that we wanted to continue on with his vision of raising up churches and telling people that God is what our life is all about, and we want to share that vision with as many people as we possibly can.
For Judy, that vision was the start of an elementary school working with Guatemalan children.
Kids leave their homes at 8, 9 years old and go and live on the streets, join gangs, and just live unsaved life, unruly life, killing, stealing. So my vision is to try to save as many of these kids, to keep them off the streets and show them there's a better way.
With 65 children, Judy started Alpha and Omega Christian School. Now, more than 300 students attend, and many more have graduated.
26 years ago, we saw the need to open a Christian school. There was none other here in our town at that time to teach the children, not just an education of reading, writing, arithmetic, but also Christian values and accepting Christ as their Savior.
¿Qué número están haciendo?
7. Se utiliza para encontrar
que la educación importante es en todas partes. Sin embargo, para mí es un deleite la educación, educar. Es un deleite compartir con los demás. Pues yo quiero que salgan de colegio cristiano, alfa y omega, siendo cristianos, con Dios en el corazón.
Guatemala's literacy rate is 69%, the second lowest in Central America. Many children in this country never complete a formal education, often because there is no school nearby, the child stays home to help with work, or because the family is just too poor.
Bueno, la verdad es de que si nos podemos dar cuenta y hacemos un estudio, la pobreza en cuanto al alumnado que tenemos aquí en el colegio es bastante seria. Es un poquito que podríamos decirse que la mayoría de los alumnos vienen del área rural, en donde se les da más prioridad al trabajo de campo, al trabajo agrícola, no al estudio. Sin embargo, aquí en el colegio, pues podemos decir de que con la ayuda que nosotros estamos brindando como parte del colegio, los niños pueden tener un futuro excelente, un futuro mejor, y pueden apoyar en la economía familiar.
The students at Alpha and Omega have received many blessings through their education. What's amazing is that they want to give it all back, whether that means coming back to teach or using what they've learned to serve others in need.
This is Misa, and this is Murphy. I met them when they were about so high. They came to our school as kindergartners. They're two brothers. And they went all the way through school with us, graduated, and now they're back as teachers.
Bueno, la verdad es de que los ejemplos que me dieron los profesores cuando yo estuve aquí en el colegio fueron para mí muy satisfactorios, y por eso decidí tomar la decisión de ser maestro y de poder continuar en mi vida profesional aquí dentro del colegio para poder brindarles a los niños lo que algún día ellos me brindaron a mí.
Para poderles enseñar a los niños cosas buenas. Porque me gusta salvar vidas y no me gusta que todos mueran.
Lo que a mí me gustaría hacer cuando sea grande es doctora, para ayudar a las personas que lo necesitan.
When we come back, we'll take a recess from the school for a bit and go with Judy to visit a family in need and see just what Guatemalan poverty can look like.
We didn't know that she was so terribly ill, and she died, and we didn't help.
All over the world's Missionographer Training Academy. It's where missions and digital filmmaking meet, and where people just like you not only learn the art, but also the heart of missions video. Enroll in our intensive 4-day workshop and you will get expert instruction on how to create inspiring video, with hands-on shooting and editing. You may even be picked to help produce a future all over the world show. Workshops are enrolling now. To find out more, go to www.aotw.tv.
More than 50% of the Guatemalan labor force works in agriculture. In fact, such devotion to this industry has made Guatemala the vegetable hub of Central America. Yet while half the people practice the nation's primary industry, still 50% of the country lives below the national poverty line. Globe missionary Judy Hernandez has come to serve the poor and needy in Guatemala, and today she introduces us to Kevin, one of her students, as he gets ready for school.
Kevin is one of our students that receives a scholarship. His mom is a single mom, and he's a very good student. He's been with us since kindergarten. The family get them ready for school in the morning, brush their teeth, just really like little boys and girls in the United States. The only difference being that sometimes the housing conditions are not quite the same.
To get an idea of what some of the housing conditions are like, Judy gives us a brief tour.
This is the kitchen area where they prepare the food for the whole family. You can see that they cook with wood on an open fire, and the living conditions are really quite bad. Over here you can see where they, it's called a chu. It's where they, every Saturday, take a steam bath, we'll call that, which we would call a steam bath. They put wood in there and the whole family kind of gets in this little room and bathe themselves. They usually take a bath just once a week, every Saturday night.
Judy has served in Guatemala since 1976. In 1982, her husband Herman died, leaving her with their 5 children. One of her sons, Joshua, has felt led to stay nearby to help with her ministry.
This is my son Joshua, and he was born here in Guatemala, and we had already accepted the Lord when he was born, so he's my special boy. That's why we decided to name him Joshua. He helps me here with the ministry and activities that I have here with the children and in this area where we live.
Of my mom, I'm very proud. She's been a very hard working mother. She's always been taking care of us as she's taking care of other people too. She's always been concerned about the poverty here in Guatemala.
Judy has started a school called Alpha and Omega Christian School, but God has shown her that's not what it's all about. It's about ministering to whomever He brings to her, wherever she happens to be.
I once said to someone that so many people think that they have to do things, huge things, save 1 million children. And that's wonderful, that's great. If you can do it, that's wonderful. But my attitude has been, and to me that's what's important, touching the lives of little children that God brings to me, whether it be here in my home, at the school.
And God has brought one family in particular to Judy. It's a family too poor to attend the school, but a family who needs God's love just as much.
This is a family of little children. Their mom's a single mom. They actually do have a dad, but he's been in jail for the past 10 years. So they live in just a little house just down the lane from our house. Through my grandchildren, I met them. They come and play here at the house, and we've seen the need that these kids have for basic things like food, clothing.
Today, Judy has invited a group of kids over to the house after her grandson's championship soccer game. This afternoon has served as a great opportunity for Judy and her family to share food and games with the children. But most importantly, they've been able to share God's love.
It just breaks my heart to see that little children like this that have so much need. But I guess in all the world there'll always be some children with such need as these. But you know, I always feel we probably can't reach every child in the world, but at least the ones that touch our lives, I feel you gotta reach out and do something to help them. We're here right now at Lola's house. Lola's the mama of the children that we had for dinner on Sunday and the piñata. She's a single mom and has 5 children, and we're bringing her some food goods to last her at least through this week. Here. Lola, venimos a dejarte unos cositas aquí hoy.
Gracias, doña.
10 months ago, we found out that their little sister, who was 3 years old, died unnecessarily, because what she died of was a worm infection. Something that could have been taken care of had we known about it, but we didn't. So I've decided that without imposing our way of life on this family, that we just have to be there to help them when they need it. These children never have gone to school. They've lived here as long as the father's been in jail. Through gently coaxing and trying to help out with books and crayons and school utensils, the 3 oldest are now going to the public school about 4 blocks away from here.
Not only does Judy reach out to Lola and her 5 children, but she also reserves a special place in her heart for 2 young Guatemalan men.
This is my adopted son Chicky and my adopted son Alex. Chicky came to live with us when he was 2 days old, and Alex when he was 10. And from that time on, it was love at first sight. And if anybody ever gives a second thought about adopting kids and thinking that maybe they won't love them as much as their own children, don't worry about it, you will.
Cuando yo me quedé sin mi papá, y ella en esa oportunidad me ofreció todo lo que yo no podía obtener, ¿va? Entonces con el tiempo ella me agarró tanto cariño que me llamaba a ser su hijo y yo la llegué a querer como que fuera mi propia madre. Pues fue por ella que ella me dio todo lo que yo necesitaba para poder sobresalir y alcanzar lo que alcancé.
My mom is a good missionary here, and I know that because I have lived with her all my life. She's like an angel to me because she gave me the opportunity for live and study and be a good person in my life.
When we return, we head back to the school where the children hit the road for a field trip.
All the people here that are living here in this home have no one for them.
Would you like to bring All Over the World to your church or ministry? You can by purchasing the All Over the World Worldview Small Group Experience. This 6-week small group curriculum features and includes 6 of our most popular programs. Watch the shows and document your own quest with your personal travel log. You and your group will experience what God is doing around the world and find out how you can join the adventure. For more information, visit www.aotw.tv.
All Over the World is now looking for feature producers. If you have a talent in media production and would like to join the All Over the World production team, then visit us online and become a part of a national award-winning television series. Visit www.aotw.tv to register. Use your talents to help missionaries around the world.
When the Spanish came to Guatemala in the 1500s, they brought with them their Roman Catholic heritage. For many years, the primary religion in Guatemala was actually a mix of Catholicism with the Mayans' belief in many gods. Throughout the 20th century, however, the Protestant religion made great gains. Globe missionary Judy Hernandez has served the Guatemalans since 1976, and she continues to teach what Christ states in John 14:6, that He is the only way to God our Father.
Here in Guatemala, especially the Catholic religion, has accepted the fact that many of the Indian people who attend their church have alternate religions and other gods. And here we can see around little piles of ashes where people have come and sacrificed blood sacrifices, such as killing of puppies or chickens and roosters. And that's one thing in Alpha Christian School that we've constantly, in the 26 years that we've had the school, had to fight against and explain to the children that, you know, this is not a true religion. This is not Lord Jesus Christ who died for their sins.
Judy's heart to share the truth with the Guatemalan people is evident. Her goal is not only to help them spiritually, but also academically.
At Alpha Christian School, we have many special activities. The one today we're having is a spelling bee. A-U-R-A-R, restaurant. Correct. And the prizes that we're giving out are Bibles, because many of the children do not own a personal Bible, and even in their families, in their homes, they don't own Bibles. Decidimos que vamos a entregar Biblias a todas las personas que participó. Que Dios te bendiga. me debo. Que Dios te bendiga. God bless you, my sweet.
Later in the week, the children take a field trip to a nearby elderly home. Following the biblical example of the widow in Mark chapter 12, the children don't have a lot of material possessions to give, but of their hearts, they give all they have.
Today is a real special day that a group of students and teachers are heading to the old folks' home in Quetzaltenango. And during the week, we've collected fruits and vegetables. The school has bought chicken and meat to take to help out at this place for the old folks.
Dios está aquí, tan cierto como el aire que respiro, tan cierto como la mañana se levanta.
Most of the elderly that are here have no family, that sons or daughters just kind of have left them. This place is where they come and they don't have to pay. And so people bring in donations to help them feed the elderly here and take care of them in general. This lady is the cook here for the old folks. And I came in here just to see what she was preparing for lunch, and saw that what she's preparing is exactly what we brought them today, which means to me that they didn't have anything for lunch. Ahí está. We have the kids taking the elderly over to the dining room where we're going to have the activities for them. This little man can't see real well. Here comes another little man. Let's remember that all the people here that are living here in this home have no one for them. No family members are here to come and visit them or take care of them or send them money. These people have no one for them but Jesus Christ.
After an afternoon of song, food, and dance, it's time to say goodbye, at least for now, to our new friends.
They're saying goodbye to everybody, but you've got to remember that no one comes and visits these people. So the children felt in their heart to go up and give hugs and talk to the old folks just a little bit. So that's what we're doing right now. You can see how lonely they are for human contact.
Lo que vienen los ancianos es que necesitan más que la gente se preocupe por ellos, porque su condición sí se ve muy mal, porque necesitan más que alimentos, necesitan, bueno, lo que yo vi, necesitan ropa y que la gente consideren más a ellos porque ellos ya son.
I don't think there's a more rewarding job in this world than being a missionary and being able to serve God in a country that is completely foreign to us. I really never considered being a missionary being a sacrifice. It was never really a sacrifice to me. I so enjoy seeing the changes in lives of the children that we touch.
If you walk around these towns, everybody knows the ministry that's been going on here. It's very important because it's helped a lot of children. A lot of people that work at the school were students 10, 15 years ago, and now they're part of the school.
La palabra misioneros, darle como lo indica, tienen una misión, un objetivo. Creo que es muy importante a nivel internacional porque proveen y dan la palabra de Dios a nivel internacional.
Lo importante que ellos, porque prácticamente ahí tomando esa carrera, ellos pueden ayudar a los ancianos con alimento y así pueden venir de otros países, ya que en algunos países hay necesidad.
It really is an adventure because you don't really know where you're going to come to. You know what you want to come and do and who you're going to work with, but every day brings new stuff to your life.
Tener la oportunidad de bendecir a esas vidas que me rodean, tanto como la compañía de ellos bendice mi vida. Esa es una gran satisfacción para mí.
Yo pienso que los niños de Guatemala deben saber que los aman porque así ellos piensan que tienen a alguien que los apoya y que nunca los deja solos.
I'd like to say to my supporters, first of all, que Dios te bendiga, que God bless you, que thank you. Without you, I wouldn't be able to continue on the work that I've done.
Mil gracias por todo lo que ellos hacen por la gente guatemalteca que tenemos.
I know that God is gonna bless everyone over there in the United States for giving us help here.
Gracias por ayudar al colegio porque eso es algo que le agrada a Dios.
I want to thank you so much for allowing us to come and show you just what we're doing here with the children of Guatemala. You've gotten to see a little bit of how they live and what we're doing to show these children the right way to live, to have Jesus in their hearts. I want to thank Globe International and the Christian TV network for allowing us to share this with you. From all of us here in Guatemala, que Dios te bendiga! Here we have cloves and pepper and, golly, I don't know what this is called. I guess it's a chunky. It's to color the food. Sun-dried fish.
Would you like to be featured on All Over the World? Then visit our website at www.aotw.tv. We're looking for people who have a heart for the lost and are reaching the world with the gospel of Christ.
Hello, I'm Ian Skelly, producer and one of the missionographers here at All Over the World. We have enjoyed bringing you along with us on all of our adventures and showing you what God is doing around the globe. Our goal is not only to challenge and inspire young people to consider missions as a life choice, but also to bless the missionaries that we feature. That is why we as missionographers provide our services, and the television stations that air all over the world donate airtime. But none of this would be possible without the help of viewers like you. Your support is vital, and it can help change the lives of so many. Will you partner with us? Your donations will help us to continue to share God's love to those who have not yet heard. And with all of us giving our time and resources, we can make a difference. So join in on the adventure by calling the number on your screen or visit our website at www.aotw.tv. Thank you for making a difference.